Oof. Okay, guys. I want to talk about Hurricane Harvey and what we can learn from that. What have you guys learned? I'm here in Austin, Texas, and that hit Houston, so just short of 150 miles away. And if you can help these people, donate what you can. I went to a Dollar Tree. I live right next to a Dollar Tree. Go in there, you can get stuff real cheap. The big old tubes of Crest toothpaste. You go somewhere for something, $5, in there somewhere. And, they got them for $1. So buy a whole case to donate, stuff like that. Do what you can to help out because they're really hurting right now. I mean, some people have lost everything. So if you can, donate something. Help them out. I mean, a little bit goes a long way when you're in that kind of situation. But anyway, I want to talk about what I learned, and I want to go over a list of items that I recommend you guys have, right? And this list would not just be, and it'll be pretty specific. I'm going to leave links in the description bar too, right? But it wouldn't be just for a hurricane. This would be for, hurricane. Let's say there's a really bad blizzard, right, or something, depending on where you live. Real bad sleet, and you I don't know, you're gonna get snowed in by a blizzard or something. You never know, right? Or it could be, like I said, I've talked about riots and stuff. This is not for your typical prepper. This is somebody who wants to set things up. I want to have something in a big box, and if I ever need it, it's there. Really, that's the way to go. So before it made landfall, I remember, my wife, she wanted milk and bread, and I forgot one other thing she wanted. So I'm going to, of course, go to the store. I didn't have to go and prep for any kind of bad weather. I knew we were going to get a lot of rain here and some wind, but I knew it wasn't going to be anything major. And besides that, well, I'm already stocked up. So I didn't need anything really. I'd be okay with what I have on hand. But I go to the store, and it was a madhouse. Had my wife not wanted it, if it would have been something for me, I would have not went to the store. But here I am, I got myself a 6-pack on there. So it was milk, bread, and beer, and I forgot what else. And it was a madhouse. People buying bottled water like crazy. Canned goods were going not as quick as I'd expect for people that are getting ready for bad weather. And they were buying a lot of fresh meat. I don't get that, There's a chance the power might go out. So, of course, you're going to stock up the fridge with meat. I don't know, But anyway, I'm thinking, well, these people, they really don't have much in their homes. And if they're out here, getting stuff that they really need, bottled water, I got that on hand. And, I'll just go on canned goods and emergency foods if I have to. No big deal, I'm set. But anyway, going back to it, you don't want to go in that kind of situation to buy things that you need, right? I didn't need any of the stuff I went for, right? If I would have just walked out of the store, I would have been fine too. But if you're going there to get stuff that you need the food, you need the water, you don't have any at home, that's a bad spot. You go in, and things were selling out. So, you have to go to another store and hope you're not SOL, and they sell that out, So anyway, let's go over some items I think you should have on hand. And again, I'm going to leave links in the description bar. Go on Amazon, I get the cheapest price I can find. So you get those through the link, you help this channel out. And like I said, I'm looking for the best price to put on there. And you can be, all this setup costs you $150, right, for everything in this list. So, number one, the Sawyer water filter. It can filter up to 100,000 gallons of water, right? That's a high quality filter. I've got those myself. I've shown you guys those. Now keep in mind here, this is why I really, think you should have just also bottled water around regardless, and get like cases of bottled water. Don't get the gallons, the 2-gallon jugs, because you pile them up and they bust. But cases of bottled water are meant to be stacked on pallets, so they'll hold. But if there's a boil advisory, that means that the water has been contaminated, probably with sewage or something, right? So 99% clean tap water, 1%, sewage. So it's just like going to the toilet and, getting a cup of water, boiling it, here you go, giving that to your wife and kids. It's the same thing. You don't want to do that, man. So have water on hand anyway, right? But, just JIC, man, the Sawyer water filter. Number 1. Number 2, I've shown y'all the 9-in-1 wind-up flashlight, right? Many items. I have one of those in my bug-out bag. It's got the NOAA radio on there, and it has a USB, mini USB. It's got like different adapters where you can plug in like your phone and wind it up and charge up your phone and stuff. Aside, it's also a flashlight, so that's good to have on hand. And then another item I've shown y'all, one of my the LED crank lamp, right? You don't want candles. You really, I guess you can if you want to save money, but I wouldn't. Somebody can knock it over. Even the 7-day candles, if you have kiddos, I wouldn't risk it, right? I would just, I've got several of those LED crank lamps, and I didn't have to bust them out. The power went out just for a little bit, and it was still, I didn't need it. But they were there. The other, a shake flashlight. No batteries, just shake. I hate batteries. People say stock up on flashlight and batteries. Me, shake flashlight, man. That's all I really need. You just shake the sucker for a minute or two, you have light, right? You're not fumbling around in the dark looking for batteries, or when the thing's going to die and getting, flashing already, light going off and on, weakening, dimming. You don't want that. And then emergency food. I'll leave a link. I saw a Weiss, I think it was 52 servings for $55, something like that. And that stuff, it'll last for a long time. I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, the buckets, they can last up to 25 years. So you're not going to have to buy another one. And 52 servings, that'll hold you for a while. Right? The 100-gallon bathtub bladder. I did not have to fill up mine. It wasn't that bad. I knew I wouldn't need it. But it's something good to have on hand. Right? They're like $20. Really cheap, and 100 gallons of water in your bathtub at the ready if you need it, right? So anyway, and I almost forgot, a little butane stove, right? If power goes out, well, I guess if you got gas, but if not, little butane stove and a couple canisters. That wouldn't be a long-term solution. That's just more, bad weather type deal. But good to have. The one in the link, I believe, is like $20. So it costs you nothing. It's dirt cheap. And if you need it, there you go. For warming up canned goods, warming up some water to throw in the emergency food, let it sit so you have a hot meal. Right, very good items to have. Right, in addition to those links, again, you would want bottled water and baby food. If you, possibly. Say some canned goods wouldn't hurt, and a can opener. Right, I would say what I have is basically one of those big old Rubbermaid bins, and I have all these items just placed in there. And, my wife knows, I know what to do. My wife knows what to do if we lost power or something for a while. Go pull out the bin and there you go. Everything's in there. And, you don't want to be looking around. Just put it all in a big old tote and don't worry about it. When you need it, it's there. But those are simple things you can do. If you live somewhere, around coastal areas or something, where you're more prone for that, where hurricane or let's say tornado or something, then it wouldn't hurt to have 2x4s and plywood around. So you can tweak it, but those are the basics that I recommend for something like this. That way, if it does happen to you in the unlikely event, these items you put them aside, and if you need them, they're there. And baby food, I would recommend if you need that, well, have a little bit extra on hand, just in case. Of course, the other items you wouldn't have to rotate in that bin, but the water and the baby food, you can just place some on top and just kind of rotate that as you go. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I think it's a good idea for everybody to have stuff like that put aside just in case, because it's alphabetical order, and we're going to go into the eyes. It looks like with Irma. So hey man, it's they're looking. It's looking like a pretty good chance that people are going to need that this time around. Anyway, all right. Hope that helps. Again, links are in the description bar. Go through it. There's I look for the best price for you guys, and there's some good items to have on hand just in case. And remember, you don't want to have to go to the store and start buying items that you need to get ready. You want to be at home and be like me, where, hey, hon, can you pick up this and this on your way home from work? Sure, no problem, I'll do it. And I'm there, getting items that I don't really need, but that the wife wanted me to get. I could have walked out of there, just came home, and it wouldn't have been a big deal, right? That's the ideal situation. Not where, man, I don't have anything at home, And I know some people are going to say, well, it doesn't do good if your house is flooded up to the roof. That's pretty unlikely. I mean, the odds of being flooded by a hurricane, I'd imagine, depending on where you live, are not that great. But then being completely flooded, to the roof, that's very, very unlikely. But just because it could happen doesn't mean that you should not prepare for it just in case, right? And of course, for the people that did happen to, you guys can, chip in a little bit. Everybody chip in a little bit could really help them out, man. What you can, if you can. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm out, guys. Y'all have a good one.